Well, that was season 2, episode 1.
As I said before we started this, it certainly has gone like off the rails, like big scale weirdness. I have no idea what's going on.
That was just, I love the fact that even though like it can be nice when you start a new season of a series that they use the first episode to kind of ease you back into things and make sure that you of course remember what happened last time, where everyone are, what's going on, like the status of everything, and then from there on introduce sort of a new problem. But at this series,
problems?
Nope, they did not do it like that. Just getting straight into the whole, what the fuck, is that a Titan inside of the wall? Why is it there? Who knows about it? Okay, this priest guy knows about it. Why haven't you said anything? And we didn't even get any sort of explanation there. We just know that this priest guy, Pastor Nick, he knows about it, and Hanji was kind of like trying to get some answers out of him and straight up threatening him, even though they said they weren't being serious. But yeah, so that's a thing that we got right into, and Erwin knowing about it as well, and I'm sure he's contemplating what the fuck they're gonna do about that. And they just went through this whole thing in Stohes with Annie and capturing her, so they're also still looking into that. There's a lot of unknowns there. Haven't gotten her to talk yet. And then we go sort of away from all of that and back to some of the recruits that we do know, and they're sort of on standby. And then these Titans just come rushing in and start being abnormal or aberrant and moving very, very fast. And something about like they came in from the south and broke Wall Rose. And then towards the end, like a whole new thing they just throw at us is this Beast Titan. I guess that's the one that the title was referring to. I already forgot about the fucking title until like we saw it and it was like Bigfoot. But no, that must be the Beast Titan.
He called it an abnormal Titan?
Abnormal Titan. Yeah, because it's way different looking than all the others. Not just behaving differently. And then there was another new thing that no one knew about, especially not Mike. They can talk. Yeah. Or some of them can fucking talk. Like, they are really intelligent.
Yeah.
And is this another one of those, like, humans inside of a Titan? Or is this, like, an actual... I think this is an actual being. And it was so intelligent. And it was commanding...
something about that... You know where we're hiding, like you know where we are. Didn't he? It sounded a bit like he said, like, you know that we sit up in the nape of the neck.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, sorry. It was just the fact that it was talking. I was just focusing on that, and not necessarily what it was saying at the very beginning. But yeah, you're right about that. It did mention something about it.
It could be that I just understood it wrong, and that.
But at least, whatever, if it's human inside of the Titan or an actual Titan, the thing is fucking intelligent. It's talking, and it was interested in the maneuver gear.
Mm-hmm.
And like, oh, this is clever, while it was walking away. And then the whole thing that I was also saying, with like, it's able to command the others by talking and just saying, no, stop. Or the small one didn't really do what it asked, but...
I'm sorry.
Still.
I'm sorry. I just got a potential theory.
Yeah.
That whatever that is might be the species that might have modeled the Titans after humans. So they created something. So they created Titans.
Yeah.
And modeled them after humans. And then they command these Titans as sort of like they have weaponized them.
Yeah.
So they can know more about humans, and maybe that's also why we have this, like, they're talking about like entrapment. Also, the start of the intersection talked about like the entrapment of the walls, or like how humanity thought they were safe within the walls, but it's more like entrapment. and it also like towards the end of season 1, we also got a lot of these hints about like maybe it's actually trapping humanity inside the walls under the false pretense that it might be protection. And perhaps they're being kept there maybe like a petri dish of like some sort of like an experiment or observation or something like that.
Who's doing it and why and how is this fucking thing connected to it? How much does Irvin really know? And then we can just roll that snowball down the hill and just watch it get bigger and bigger and bigger as we're asking more and more and more questions. But it's just wow. We just mentioned about the whole when you get a few answers, 1,000 more questions pop up. This episode definitely introduced a lot more questions about just what the fuck is going on. But man, I love when it gets, you get those what the fuck moments and it seems like they're coming out of nowhere. And then you start thinking about it and it's like, no, some of the stuff might have been hinted at, or at least it fits in and it doesn't necessarily feel like it's so much out of the blue as it might do like initially when these things happen. And I'm so curious about this guy we saw at the end, this beast titan that is intelligent and can talk and taking the maneuver gear with it like back to where are we gonna see that soon, like where they come from?
Yeah, it's also, it didn't seem like overly aggressive. Like, yes, it took the horse and
being aggressive towards the horse. That's for sure.
I think that the reason why it took the horse because he was calling. Mika was calling for the horse, and he was like, "Nope, I need to talk with this guy first." Yes,
and I'm curious about how they're moving around without these fucking four-legged things that can transport them.
Like it seems like the thing was more interested in knowing stuff. It also talked to him, referred to Mika as an it. So, and it's just like...
Oh, yeah, so just like the way that it's viewing humans is definitely, it already seems like it views humans almost as like these small creatures that can, that's sort of clever what you came up with here, but doesn't really view them like on par with itself.
I don't know. It seems like it's like a species or something of itself, since it referred to him as it.
And it's not interested in eating humans the same way. It doesn't really have that urge. It just left him there. And then I don't know if it was always planning on just telling the other Titans, now you can move and go and kill him. Or if it was because he, like Mickey, started being aggressive again.
Yeah, I think it might be that. That's my thought process this far. Yes. And remember, people, you know more than we do. So you have the burden of knowledge. You know how to put things into perspective because you know everything. We do not know. We know what we've seen.
Yes. So and we might miss stuff as well. Everyone does.
We might miss stuff. We might miss talking about stuff, even though we actually noticed it because we just watched it. We don't have had time enough to let the details simmer down and
sink in,
whatever. It's just so there's a lot of things there's a lot of things that we also know but we haven't talked about. So just please bear that in mind when you see this, because you have the burden of knowledge and we most certainly don't.
I don't think, sure, there might be some people who will be like, wow, why didn't you figure that out? But most people are aware. This is our first time watching, it is reactions and we aren't, superhumans. We don't catch everything and we can't figure everything out. And it's just like when you watch it for the first time. I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you didn't know. But is there anything else in this episode that you think we should talk about before we wrap it up?
I don't know. There was a cute scene between Eren and Mikasa.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, Eren waking up there and with the scarf, and we also had a quick little flashback again and saw Eren's mother, who we've lost all the way back in that first episode of season 1. And then we also got to spend a little bit of time, of course, with I mentioned some of the other recruits like Connie and Sasha and Raina and some of these people that we do know. Berthold, Berthold, yeah.
That's at least how I would say.
Seeing them and the fact that they're at least Sasha and Connie, they were from like nearby villages. Then I really hope that Connie's family is all right. Probably not, since the Titans came from the south and can most likely also surmise that the way that those Titans got inside of the wall probably had something to do with the big beast Titan thing that we saw in the end, because if it's so intelligent, it can most likely figure out a way to get through the wall, over the wall, or whatever the fuck, get through it somehow. I just want to know more now, but also my head is close to exploding with all this information and the theories, and we also watched 2 OVAs today, so it's just so much is going on up there. But I can't wait to continue very, very soon and see where all of this is going and where it's all leading. Yeah. One last thing?
Yeah, the priest said keep the wall titan out of sun.
Oh yes, that might be an important detail that we need to remember.
I am so confused. I have no idea what's going on. Like,
and why are there titans inside of the walls? Why that necessarily? And why does he know that?
And why does he know that? What does he know? Why won't he talk?
Yeah, but talk. It makes sense now that he was like, humans, don't touch the walls and don't do anything to them, because if he, of course,
sacred.
They're sacred, yeah. Because if he, of course, knew that something was inside of them that he didn't want all the other humans to know about, then that's obviously why he said don't touch him. But it's still why.
And the Beast Titan. Mm-hmm. Is it against wall titans, or?
Oh, you're thinking there are different Titan factions, just as there are maybe different human factions as well.
Maybe. We know that there are people like Annie and Eren, and they are like human titans. And how does we know that they fight? We don't know what Annie is fighting for, but we know that Eren is fighting for humanity. So how does all these titans, how do they fit together? How do they not fit together? All that. Whew.
Questions. Let's see if we get some more answers soon. But that's going to do it for this reaction and review of Attack on Titan, Season 2, Episode 1. Thank you guys so much for watching as always, and we'll see you very soon. Bye.
Bye.
Yes.
The walls. Under the false pretense that it might be protection.
Yes.
The walls. Under the false pretense that it might be protection. Under the false pretense that it might be protection.
Under the false pretense that it might be protection.